Hi guys, today I wanted to talk about more news revealed in the last few days about Thomas Cashman and Paul Russell. Supposedly, when giving his first interview, Paul Russell told police that when the unnamed witness called him and told him that Thomas Cashman was in her house, he had said, "When she phoned me, my world just fell apart. I don't like him anyway." If you remember, it was the day after the shooting that Paul Russell got in contact with a trusted member of the community about the crime and how to report it. He told police in an interview that Thomas Cashman drove past the unnamed woman's house and told Paul, "Don't say nothing." Paul Russell continued to tell police, "He was whispering something to me again. I couldn't really make it out. He's saying, 'Don't say nothing.' It was proper low." Speaking about Thomas Cashman, Paul Russell told police that he had known Thomas Cashman for years. He was quoted as saying, "I didn't want to see him, to be fair. Devastated. We're not like friends or nothing like that. Why you trust me? I'm not his mate or nothing." I think Thomas Cashman knew Paul Russell and the unnamed witness would do anything he told them to do. Obviously, Paul Russell owed him some money, and the unnamed witness seemed to have enjoyed having a cheeky affair with Thomas Cashman. During the police interview, Paul Russell refers to when he returned back to the unnamed witness's house after she called him. He said, "Look, I'm terrified of him. He's got a reputation, obviously, hasn't he? People are scared of him. That was my main objective. I didn't want him in. I didn't want to drop him off. Didn't want to. I was thinking of something in that split second, what I could say something not to drop him off. But there was nothing for me to say. But my missus wanted him gone fast. If I could turn back the clock now, I'd have locked the door. He was there for 5 to 10 minutes, while I was there and was gone." I think Paul Russell was scared of Thomas Cashman, but it seems Thomas Cashman did not verbally threaten him, not until after Paul had helped him. I think this showed that he wasn't under threat whilst committing the offence of assisting an offender. It's also important to note that Paul Russell did not give evidence in the court case. I'm unsure whether this decision was ruled by the court or it was a request actioned by Paul Russell's representations. Don't forget, Paul Russell and Thomas Cashman appeared in court together in October 2022. At this point, Paul Russell pleaded guilty to assisting an offender. The unnamed witness, however, did not say she was threatened by Thomas Cashman at first, and she did not mention that Thomas Cashman had drove past her house the day after the shooting to threaten Paul Russell. I am sure Paul Russell would have told her this, so I think the court ruled certain decisions about Paul Russell and Thomas Cashman were unfair in the trial. The unnamed witness testified and obviously put herself in danger, but it seems she did not get rid of any evidence, but she did call Paul Russell to help him. I think a deal was struck here. I think it was a very wise deal, to be fair. In other news, it was also reported that Thomas Cashman may have had a phone in his cell. The reports are varying. Some say he has one mobile phone and some are saying it's two. So these were either an iPhone 13 or a £10 throwaway phone. Supposedly the phones were discovered whilst he awaited trial. If he did have a mobile phone, then only a number of different people could have brought the device or devices into his cell. It could have been another prisoner. It could be a police officer or a security guard. It could be a contractor for the prison or even a visitor to the prison. We know Strangeways houses two types of criminals, Category A and Category B. Thomas Cashman is classed as Category A, meaning if he does escape, he would be a threat to the public. Either way, a spokesman for the prison seemed to confirm that there was only one phone, and they were quoted as saying, "This incident has been referred to the police and it would be inappropriate for us to comment further. We have invested $125 million in tougher security measures, including X-ray body scanners that have intercepted over 20,000 attempts to smuggle 'smuggle' 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 'sm So we know the matter is being investigated by the police, but the shocking thing about this is, if he can get a phone in prison, he could potentially threat the unnamed woman, Paul Russell, or Olivia's family. If you remember, Olivia's mum, Cheryl Corbell, said that after the shooting, her family had been terrorised by Thomas Cashman. It sounds like he was doing the same to them that he did to Paul Russell by driving up outside the house and threatening people. I also wanted to talk about the trusted member of the community that I mentioned earlier. So the trusted member of the community that Paul Russell and the unnamed witness spoke to has to be praised. I believe it was their support and advice that helped bring justice for Olivia's family. Cases like this really do make me think, what would I have done in that situation? What can we learn from this? Well, a few weeks ago, armed police turned up outside my house. A helicopter was flying above and it was raining like hell. One of my neighbours had been reported for having a silver-barrelled shotgun. So at around 3 p.m, they came and raided my neighbour's house. Luckily, it was a false call. My neighbour had also been stabbed the day before. But what did I do? When I heard all the commotion, I ran to the window to see what was happening. Upon reflection, I realised it was a stupid thing to do, especially after covering the case for so long. I think we need to learn to resist the urge to run towards danger and recognise the dangers that face us. I think that's a really important lesson to learn. Thank you very much for watching.